The Thoroughbred is a magnificent animal, bred for speed, bred to compete, the sport of kings.
Wow, West Coast has it by 6.
It's the all-new Let's Go Racing from Parks Casino and Racetrack. It's action-packed and fun for the entire family.
3 of them are right together with 1 furlong to go.
Let's Go Racing is brought to you by the Pennsylvania Thoroughbred Horsemen's Association. It's fun to see them run.
Welcome to Let's Go Racing. Danny Gibson here, joining you with Dick Girardi, and we're coming to you right from Parks Racing, bringing you all the latest and exciting news in horse racing from around the country. On today's show, it's been all the superstars in horse racing, with Jackie's Warrior returning in the Grade 1 Vanderbilt, and top-notch 3-year-olds in the Grade 2 Jim Dandy, and one of our Parks horses making some noise down at Laurel, and great racing out on the West Coast, Del Mar, with their exciting cards. All this on today's show, but let's talk about the racing around the country. Did it get any better than last weekend?
It didn't, but it's going to, Danny, because that was the prep for the Travers, and we got to see Jackie's Warrior, of course, who we saw here last year win the Gallant Bob on PA Derby Day, and we might see some of the horses that ran in the Jim Dandy in the PA Derby this year.
Do we have a better idea of our 3-year-old?
Look, I think, well, we're going to see the race in a minute, but I think the horse that we thought all along was the best 3-year-old has now moved to the head of the class. Unfortunate in the Derby and the Preakness, but I think he's Epicenter, I'll just say the name, has now shown that he's the best of the group, but it's still, until the finish line, nothing's decided.
Yeah, really exciting to watch. And let's get to some Parks racing, because we have a Parks superstar for you this week. In Monday's 9th race, a very competitive starter allowance for fillies and mares going 7 furlongs, $45,000 purse. It's a big one. So the horses, they had to run for a $10,000 claiming tag or less to be eligible here. And our post-time favorite is the number 2, Sweet Wilhelmina.
Scott Lake has made so many great claims in his career, Danny. I mean, he's won more than 6,000 races. This is going to go right near the top. Sweet Wilhelmina claimed last year, just about a year ago, for $32,000 at Churchill Downs. All she's done since the claim is win 10 times.
And she's so versatile with her distance. We're going to talk a lot more about her coming up. And our second choice is Miss Dillingham, who deserves to be second choice at 5-2 for Jamie Ness and Ruben Silvera.
Yeah, look, Jamie Ness, Ruben Silvera, a horse that's hot, that runs one good race after another. Why wouldn't they be getting better?
Here's Chris Griffin with our local race of the week.
It's Flashing Diamond, who's in front, is now a length and a half, now 2 in front of Clout Chaser. To the outside is Love on Fire. Sweet Wilhelmina has split rivals, and here she comes. She's now taken third. Miss Dillingham is trying to follow that move to the outside of Two Marie. Trying to run on from the back of the pack, Grazing Honor, and the trailer is still Buck Some. It's Flashing Diamond still doing it very easily up top. Flashing Diamond is now 3 clear. Clout Chaser, Sweet Wilhelmina, Miss Dillingham's got to go right now as they got a quarter mile left to go. 45-1 was a half-mile time. Flashing Diamond reaches the top of the stretch. Sweet Wilhelmina is in pursuit, and here comes Sweet Wilhelmina after Flashing Diamond, and Sweet Wilhelmina is going to run right on by. Flashing Diamond is trying to hang in there. Clout Chaser trying to run on from the back to Marie and Miss Dillingham, but Sweet Wilhelmina is gone. Inside the final 16th, Sweet Wilhelmina wins again right here at Parks and does this one easily for Frankie Pennington. Sweet Wilhelmina.
And Sweet Wilhelmina making it another win for owners Home Team Stables and Rich Severierdone, who was so exciting to watch cheering his filly down the stretch.
And for the people that don't know, and I think most people do know, Home Team Stable is Scott Lake. So Scott is part owner of this horse. And over 300,000 now since the claim, Danny, and just, I mean, it's just the way she runs. I mean, just once she started moving with Frankie, she just kept coming and coming and won the race going away by over 4 lengths. Last year won the PTHA President's Cup. You saw her down in Florida win the Glass Slipper at the Claiming Crown. Somehow she keeps getting better. Sweet Wilhelmina, just such a cool mare at 5 years old. Does nothing but win.
She's a beast.
She's just unbelievable. If I could even, she even looked better today.
Every day she just does better and better.
She is just thriving right now. And my favorite thing is, well, she runs multi-distances, but she gets a peppermint from her groom, Todd Harper, as he brings her in the winner's circle. That's special.
It is special. And look, she clearly likes being in the winner's circle.
Yeah.
Some horses just know where the wire is. Sweet Wilhelmina is one of them. And really, again, Scott has made, I asked him sometime, do you have any idea how many horses you've claimed? Of course he doesn't. It's an insane number, but this has got to be right near the top for all-time great claims.
Yeah, and I loved asking about what he liked about her. He said he had to have her. A couple people tried to talk him out, and he said, just drop the claim slip, just drop. He knew what he was doing.
Yes, he did.
Well, let's go to a break. When we come back, it's superstars on the track coming up in the Bing Crosby, the Vanderbilt, and the Grade 2 Jim Dandy, all coming up.
Early voting is the leader here by a little more than a length.
If you want action and you want it now, you got to get the new Parks Racing mobile app. Wager and watch thoroughbred and harness racing from around the world. With the Parks Racing mobile app, it's easy to open and fund your account. Then place your wagers and cheer on your horse as they thunder down the stretch. With the Parks Racing mobile app, you'll easily make withdrawal requests, view the previous day's replays and results. Plus, open any new account now and you'll be automatically enrolled in the Parks Rewards program. The more you wager, the more you earn. Get the new Parks Racing mobile app and get in on the action.
The PA Horse Breeders Association introduces the Pennsylvania Stallion Series. 4 brand new races to be run at parks for PA-sired, PA-bred 2-year-olds. There are 2 $100,000 contests on August 22nd. PA Day at the races. September 24th, PA Derby Day has 2 more races, each with a $200,000 purse. The PA Stallion Series. Yet another reason why Pennsylvania is the premier place to breed and race. For more, please visit PABred.com.
The Pennsylvania Thoroughbred Horsemen's Association is the advocate for Parks Racing's horsemen and has worked hard to secure better lives for the hundreds of trainers and their families that work in the thoroughbred racing industry. Our horsemen benefit from medical coverage, trainer pension plans, and increased purses. Thanks to these horsemen, racing at parks is the very best, providing entertainment for you and the entire family. The Pennsylvania Horsemen are proud to be part of the community and introduce a new generation of fans to the sport of kings.
Hey everyone, welcome back to Let's Go Racing. We're going to dump into some national races of the week brought to you by the Chapman Auto Group. If their emblem's not on the back of your car or truck, well, you paid too much. And I just saw the emblem this weekend when I was getting my car serviced.
There you go. You were all thinking about getting a picture next to the emblem.
Yeah, they have a big sign when you buy a car, and a lady was getting her first car in 19 years, so I didn't want to steal her moment.
There you go.
But I will get a picture with that sign. I say it enough. Well, let's go to Saratoga. It's the Grade 1 Alfred Vanderbilt, $350,000 going 6 furlongs, and overwhelming favorite is Jackie's Warrior at 1-5.
This looks like a 1-horse race. Jackie's Warrior against the clock.
Yeah, and New York Traffic takes second choice for our friend John Finelli. Here is the call of the Alfred G. Vanderbilt handicap.
Doc Amster and Jackie's Warrior. They are heads apart, and Doc Amster has taken the lead from the high weight and the big favorite Jackie's Warrior. Willie Boy is down at the rail running in third. Long Range Toddy is next in fourth. Then the gray. New York bred, New York Traffic racing in fifth. Knee deep in snow. Trails the field in sixth. The opening quarter mile in 22 and 1/5 seconds. And now Jackie's Warrior moves right alongside of Doc Amster. And the two of them are together midway on the turn. Jackie's Warrior, the champ on the outside. Doc Amster down at the rail. They've got a length and a half on Willie Boy. Running next in third. At the back, New York Traffic, followed by Knee Deep in Snow. The half mile in 45 seconds, and they come into the stretch, and confidently ridden here by Joel Rosario. It is Jackie's Warrior who has the lead with 1/8 of a mile to the finish. Jackie's Warrior in front by 4 lengths. Knee Deep in Snow has moved into second. And Jackie's Warrior remains undefeated here at Saratoga.
And our boy Jackie's Warrior got the win, carrying the high weight. This was a handicap race, 127 pounds. And second place finisher carried 117. That's 10 pounds difference.
This is now 11 graded stakes wins. First horse in history to win a Grade 1 3 straight years at Saratoga. Now that comes with a little bit of an asterisk. Saratoga only used to run 4 weeks. They also haven't had Grade 1s forever, but nevertheless, Jackie's Warrior has done everything, Danny, up to this point, but win a Breeders' Cup race. 2 years ago was really in a race probably didn't belong around 2 turns. Last year caught a dead rail and ended up with a knee chip. That will be the goal, to win the Breeders' Cup Sprint to finish his career, and then he'll head to Spendthrift Farm. And by the way, he's the son of McLean's Music, and you're saying, well, who's McLean's Music? He ran 1 time got 114 buyer, the fastest buyer in history for a first-time starter, trained by Steve Asmussen, surprisingly. But it turned out to be a really good sire, and Jackie's Warrior is the best of the bunch.
Oh, I know our friend Maggie Wolfendale loves herself some Jackie. And for all those horse girls out there, Jackie is the best boyfriend. He never lets you down. Well, let's keep it going at Saratoga. It's the Grade 2 Jim Dandy for 3-year-olds going a mile and a eighth. $600,000 is the purse. And Steve Asmussen, we just talked about him with Jackie's Warrior. He is the favorite here with Epicenter.
Epicenter was favored in the Derby, did everything but win, was favored in the Preakness. So we've discussed the ride in the Preakness, did not win, favored again. The public is hanging with Epicenter.
And Joel Rosario is still aboard
Yes,
even
he
after
is.
that questionable
I was a little
ride.
surprised, but Joel is back.
And early voting gets second choice at 9-5 for Chad Brown.
Yeah, the Preakness winner got the perfect trip in that race and looked good doing it, got 105 buyers.
Here's the call of the Jim Dandy.
Early voting. Who will have the early lead going into the clubhouse turn? Tawny Port is down at the rail. Zandon is up close today, and Epicenter will be the early trailer in fourth. It's the Preakness winner, early voting, who leads on the clubhouse turn by 2 lengths. Zandon is racing in second. Tawny Port is next in third. Epicenter is the trailer about 5 lengths from the front as they head for the Saratoga backstretch after a quarter in 24 and 1/5 seconds. And it is early voting who shows the way here by 1.5 lengths. And stablemate Zandon is tracking in second. The longest shot in the field, Tawny Port, is next in third. And Epicenter, the favorite, is fourth as these 3-year-olds continue up the backstretch. Early voting is the leader here by a little more than 1 length. Tawny Port coming through on the inside now, right alongside of Zandon. And Epicenter continues to trail with less than a half mile to the finish now. The opening half went in 48 and 1/5 seconds. It is early voting. Going at a good pace here. Early voting is the leader here by a little more than 1 length. A good tempo for early voting. Zandon runs in second. Tawny Port. And then Epicenter. It is early voting, the leader here. Zandon being asked for more on the outside. 3/4 went in 1:12 and 1, and they're at the top of the stretch. And it is early voting, challenged here by Zandon on the outside. Tawny Port is next, and Epicenter's out in the middle of the track. And now there's 1/8 of a mile to the finish, and Epicenter is coming on now. And Tawny Port is rallying down at the rail. Here is Epicenter, and he's the center of attention now. Epicenter comes from off the pace to win the Jim Dandy Stakes.
A wild finish in Epicenter getting the win, catapulting himself right back to the top of the 3-year-olds.
Yeah, I think if the voting was today, he would be the 3-year-old champion. It's not today. Obviously, this is a prep for the Travers on August 27th, and we hope to see some of these horses for the PA Derby on September 24th. Epicenter be the one you'd want to see the most, obviously. But yeah, he'll be favored in the Travers. Charge It, remember, who won by 1,000,000 lengths in the Dwyer, will be in that race. I don't know about early voting. I think Zandon certainly will be back. But what was fascinating about this, Danny, was I thought Epicenter was going to show more speed because of how disappointed they were with the Preakness, but instead they let him drop back to last behind a fairly slow pace, and he just flew home. This is some horse, and he's getting better. Look out. Epicenter, to me, is the best 3-year-old in the country.
Oh, I couldn't agree with you more. And got to give a shout out to Tawny Port.
Yep.
He was making a run up the rail.
Yeah, no, I thought he ran well under the circumstances, and it's interesting. Speaking of Tawny Port, how about the Derby? All the horses that have come out of the Derby to win big races. Epicenter now with the Jim Dandy. Tawny Port won the Ohio Derby. Zandon's going to be a good horse. The Haskell winner. I mean, every Cyberknight. The Derby is just producing one winner after another, with the exception of Rich Strike, who, by the way, will be in the Travers, and we'll see once and for all if the Derby win was a fluke.
Yeah, the Derby horse is definitely legitimized. We'll see if Rich Strike is. I still believe in you, buddy. Well, let's go.
You're the one.
I'm the one. We're going to go to Laurel Park. It's the $100,000 Deputed Testimony Stakes, going a mile and an eighth, and we're going to see our favorite here, Plot the Dots, at 8-5.
A solid horse locally, but Ride with Biden is the one we'll be looking at, the one for Butch Reed.
Here's the call of the race.
So Riding with Biden leads the way just a half length in front from Tappin' Cat. In second, Riding with Biden a half from Tappin' Cat. An opening quarter in a slow 24.60. So Riding with Biden trying to put them to sleep. Riding with Biden up top of neck from Tappin' Cat second. length and a half, and it's Commandeer racing in third and Magic Michael on the outside in fourth, and Plot the Dots is in fifth. And Treasure Trove up against it as the pace continues very slow down the backstretch run. 5 furlongs from the line of the deputed testimony. Riding with Biden, Tappin' Cat still there to the outside in second, just a half length behind. Commandeer racing in third through a half in 48.94, heading into the far turn run. As Commandeer is in third and Plot the Dots is in fourth. Magic Michael is on the far outside. Has no option but to go 3-4 wide into the turn. Magic Michael pushing along fourth and 3 from that leader. And Treasure Trove still at the back of the pack with 2.5 furlongs left to go. Riding with Biden to the top of the stretch, and the lead is 2 lengths from Plot the Dots in second. Tappin' Cat in between horses. Magic Michael hard ridden deep on the outside, followed by Commandeer and Treasure Trove into the stretch here at Laurel Park. And Riding with Biden. Biden is still strong. Riding with Biden by 6 from Plot the Dots second. Biden won. Riding with Biden and Frankie Pennington in the deputed testimony.
Our boy Riding with Biden and jockey Frankie Pennington getting the win for trainer Butch Reed, and gotta love those long big legs on Riding with Biden.
Yeah, I mean, got loose, won big, got 100 by her, Danny. It was interesting. Remember last year he ran second to First Captain in the Dwyer. You're thinking this could be a really good 3-year-old. Just never panned out. And Butch, and I wrote about it this week on Let'sGoRacingParks.com, said, you know what, he was kind of a stall walker. We never get him to settle down. Well, they gelded him in January, and he's just come back a different horse. Every race is just one good one after another, to the point where Butch is thinking about the Charlestown Classic at the end of August, which is a $1 million race, and then maybe like one of the races here later in September. So yeah, I think Riding with Biden has become a serious racehorse.
Oh, definitely. Physically, he looks like a racehorse that goes long. He's got those long legs, those big nostrils. He can get that air intake, and really developing into a nice horse. Here's more with trainer Butch Reed and jockey Frankie Pennington.
Actually, he caught me by surprise. It looked like he tried to break through the gate once, so I thought, well, Frankie must have him pretty cranked up, but he settled so nicely for him and just kind of put that half a length on him, and I saw the half-mile time. I was feeling pretty good at that point.
Me and Butch talked about, if a crazy pace goes in front of us, we'll sit, because he could sit and make a run, and we ended up getting out there easy, and thanks to Butch, got him ready, and when I asked him at home, he really took off.
We're going to head to Del Mar in the Grade 1 Bing Crosby, going 6 furlongs, $400,000. This is a Breeders' Cup win, and you're in race. So if you win this, you get berth into the Breeders' Cup. And let's jump into our favorite, Shaw's at 8-5.
Yeah, I was a little surprised he was favored, Danny, by Uncle Mo. This is a new Baffert, well, sort of a new Baffert, with Sean McCarthy. Won a race down late May at Lone Star. Hasn't run since, and I don't know. Maybe they knew something. I didn't see the source of the favorite.
Well, Michael Lund Pearson, the owner, has been with Baffert a long time, and he's owned some nice horses.
Yes, he has.
Well, let's go to Drain the Clock, our second choice for Saffie Joseph Jr. I mean, he's an accomplished sprinter.
Very much so. He's been in Florida. He's run some huge races. He's run big races in New York. Drain the Clock, trying California.
Here's the call of the Grade 1 Bing Crosby.
They go into the turn, and it's Shaw's now kicked through to lead them. Shaw's down at the rail. Drain the Clock between them. Principe Carlo's right there. Let's Get Lucky. American Theorem. 5 of them lining up on the turn. Behind that comes Bag Boss. Get Her numbers in there. Diamond Oops behind that, and How Be It has dropped out last. Top of the lane, and Shaw's now in deep water at the rail. Shaw's been overtaken. It's American Theorem, the grey, in full flight for the wire. I do believe the rider just dropped his stick, but it's not making any difference. American Theorem striding home strongly. Get Her number is now chasing from second. American Theorem and Joe Bravo have won the Bing Crosby.
It was the big gray American Theorem for trainer George Papadromo, who was very emotional. This was his first graded win.
Yeah, how about my man Jersey Joe Bravo? Has done very well out in California. He's now California Joe. American Theorem is son of American Pharaoh. And Saturday, Danny, everything at Del Mar was winning outside. The further out you were, the faster you ran. So American Theorem caught the best part of the track, but he ran huge.
Yeah, you had to make that big sweeping move from the outside. And what a nice exacta, though, at 7-1.
Yeah, why wasn't I on the 9-10 when you're watching all day and everything outside is winning? It's too easy sometimes.
Jersey Joe even dropped his stick. He didn't even need it. The horse was going to win anyway. Well, we're going to head to another break. When we come back, our jockey and trainer of the week and a Turning for Home spotlight horse and race recaps, so stick around.
Turning for Home is a nonprofit that has provided nearly 2,800 former racehorses with a safe retirement. The program was created through the foresight of the Pennsylvania Thoroughbred Horsemen's Association.
We all love animals, and to give back to something that helps us so much, it's a great thing.
Responding to the need for a better system that addressed the uncertain future for the retiring equine population at Parks Racing, the PTHA rallied horsemen to support the program.
These horses can do anything from hunter jumpers to western to therapeutic riding.
Turning for Home became the first on-track retirement program at a year-round racetrack.
We want to make sure that our horses that have run so well for us over the years get the great opportunity to get a new vocation.
Out of everything that we've done in Pennsylvania for racing, I think that's the thing we can be most proud of.
If you would like to help these amazing animals find a great second career and forever home, please give us a call or contact us at turningforhome.org.
Welcome back, everyone, to Let's Go Racing. Our jockey and trainer of the week is by Turning for Home, and we have a great spotlight horse to share with you. Socially Astray, a Florida-bred mare retired by trainer Freddie Velasquez, and she won 3 out of 31 starts, but her stardom came when she met a very special 11-year-old girl. The horse picked her, and the little girl, Megan, said she's not the perfect horse, but she's perfect for me. And they will be the youngest team to compete at the upcoming 2022 Thoroughbred Makeover in Lexington, Kentucky. And you know we'll be rooting them on.
Yes, we
and you
will.
can see the very close bond between these two girls, and we can't to see where they go. We're going to be rooting for them. Well, let's get to it. Our jockey of the week, congratulations, Michael Sanchez. He is back in a big way. Multiple win day here Monday, and it's just like no time went by.
Yeah, no, Michael's a very talented jockey, and glad to see him back.
Yeah, he's working hard for it. And let's go to our trainer of the week. It was a very excited Alexander Martinez who had something to say about his racing success.
Oh my God, that's the biggest race I won in my life, in a lifetime. Won over 150 races. This is the biggest one.
Congratulations, Alex, on the biggest win of your career. We're very happy for you. And let's get into race recap. It's the Grade 2 San Diego Handicap going a mile and 16th, $300,000. And we're going to see Defunded setting the pace.
Yeah, Defunded setting the pace, but unfortunately inside speed, as we talked about, was no good Saturday at Del Mar. Check out Royal Ship, widest of all with Mike Smith. Favored Country Grammar is right there, the 8, and it's a 9-8 right to the wire. Royal Ship, by the way, this price came down like from 20 to 1 to 9 to 1 on the last click, and it was neat to see the Fox Hill Farm Silks of the late Rick Porter on Royal Ship.
Oh, it certainly was. Congratulations to Royal Ship, who's by Midshipman, who Admiral Abe, and Jack O'Hare's by. Jack O'Hare had a big win last week here at Parks. Well, let's go to Saratoga. It's the Grade 2 Amsterdam Stakes for 3-year-olds going 6 furlongs, and the number 2 Gunite is up doing his thing.
Yeah, Gunite won the hopeful at Saratoga last year for that man who won them all this weekend, Mr. Asmussen, again, and is in a pitched battle with Accretive in the stretch. And boy, it doesn't look like Accretive is going to go by, but never does. Gunite holds on, could not have been more game. We'll come back in the Jerkins on Travers Day. Corniche was the disappointment. Remember, he was the 2-year-old champ, switched from Baffert to Pletcher, did not get to run in the Triple Crown races. He finishes last. Now, Dave Grenning reported that he had a problem with a shed of frog, which especially the horse's shock absorber, so he obviously was in some pain. I don't know when we're going to see Corniche again, but we'll see Gunite again, and I would think Accretive would be there with him in the Jerkins.
Yeah, the frog is the bottom part of the hoof. I personally didn't like the way Corniche developed into a 3-year-old. I didn't think he looked physically that imposing to me, but Gunny, a weekend to remember for the Asmussen barn.
Again.
Yeah, and they've had some memorable weekends. I'm sure they had a nice dinner up at Saratoga. Well, let's keep it going. At Del Mar, it's the Grade 2 Eddie Reed on the turf, a mile and 1/8, $250,000 purse. And it's my idol, Mike McCarthy.
Your man, Mike McCarthy. Danny was very happy when she went to the Derby, but at no time was she happier than when I introduced her to Mike McCarthy on Wednesday morning of Derby week. And Masterpiece, the 12, just makes a wild run. This great horse, I mean, coming literally out of nowhere to win this thing pretty easily by 3 lengths. There was a foul claim at the start, but at the start looked at it for 7 minutes. I would have looked at it for 7 seconds.
Yeah.
But anyway, Masterpiece wins it at 16-1 for that man, Michael McCarthy.
I will have a horse in his barn one day for him and his wife. And Masterpiece drew in off the AE lease, the also eligible, so that was lucky to get in.
Yes, indeed.
A play out of Rich Strike's handbook for sure. Well, it's time for Eye on Racing, and even though we're going to be taking a break coming up at Parks, it's a big Saturday of racing around the country with the grade 1 Clement Hirsch at Del Mar and big day at Saratoga.
It's always a big Saturday at Saratoga. Every week, it doesn't matter what week it is, there's one good horse after another, and this will be no different.
And we talked about these other derbies, and there's another
West
derby
Virginia
this weekend.
Derby this week at Mountaineer, and I suspect we'll see some of those horses maybe heading our way on September 24th.
Absolutely, and of course some of the superstars that we talked about today. Well, we're going to head to our final break, but don't go anywhere because we'll be back in a flash. If you want action and you want it now, you got to get the new Parks Racing mobile app. Wager and watch thoroughbred and harness racing from around the world. With the Parks Racing mobile app, it's easy to open and fund your account. Then place your wagers and cheer on your horse as they thunder down the stretch. With the Parks Racing mobile app, you'll easily make withdrawal requests, view the previous day's replays and results. Plus, open any new account now and you'll be automatically enrolled in the Parks Rewards program. The more you wager, the more you earn. Get the new Parks Racing mobile app and get in on the action.
Racehorses are pampered,
treated with care, and loved.
Nothing is more important than their health and their safety.
We do right by them,
and they do right by us.
the hard-working folks
Who proudly earn our living.
In Pennsylvania's horse racing,
and breeding industries.
Horse racing is a lot of fun.
but it's so much more.
It provides tens of thousands of jobs,
Jobs and billions in economic impact each year.
all across the Commonwealth.
Horse racing in Pennsylvania. It's a winner.
Did you know the Pennsylvania horse racing industry provides health care and pensions for thousands of workers who in turn spend their income supporting local communities? And we do it with zero tax dollars while creating tens of thousands of jobs.
Welcome back to Let's Go Racing. Our news and notes is brought to you by the Granny Fund, which provides continuing education for our backstretch community. And we do have really sad news. We lost one of our own from the PTHA, longtime horseman, PTHA president at one time, trainer Donnie Breeder.
Yeah, especially condolences to Regina Brennan, who'd been with Donnie for quite a long time. And he had a great career here as a trainer, 978 lifetime wins. Prior to that, he was an assistant trainer for Hall of Famer Gooseheimer, one of the all-time legends here. And his best horse, it was just about 20 years ago, Danny, when he had True Passion, 47 starts, 13 wins, almost 300,000. Won what was then known as the Philadelphia Park Breeders' Cup Sprint, and was our horse of the year back in 2002. So condolences to everybody who knew and loved Donnie, certainly one of the great trainers here at Parks.
And horseman, he was a cowboy, he was a trick rider, did all amazing things on all these rodeo shows back in the late 70s throughout the country. I mean, what a life he led.
Indeed, and he worked his way here, and again, was certainly, when you're closing on 1,000 wins in your career, that's some career.
Yeah, we'll miss him, and our thoughts and prayers go out to his family, and of course, Regina Brennan, who's still a trainer with us here. Well, we're going to be taking a little break here at Parks Racing, but that doesn't mean the action slows down. So no serious radio for you this Saturday, but you do come back soon.
Right, be back in a couple of weeks on August the 20th as we get ready for PA Day at the races on the 22nd. That's the first day back, Monday the 22nd, and then the next day is the Smarty Jones Stakes. So we're coming back with a bang after a couple of weeks off.
Oh, we certainly will. We'll be refreshed and ready to go, but we're going to still bring you the news and the racing because we certainly need to. And if you miss the horses at Parks, follow our PTHA social media. We'll keep you looped in. Well, that wraps it up for Dick and I this week. Thanks for watching. Let's Go Racing. We'll see you next time.
And they're off. Speaker's Corner has early speed. Hot Rod Charlie, Midnight Bourbon, American Revolution. American Revolution, a 16th to go. Hot Rod Charlie is opening up. Hot Rod Charlie will win the Pennsylvania